Hello and welcome to today's 5-minute message. We're in the book of 1 John. We're in chapter 4. We're doing this study on discerning the Spirit of God. A couple of weeks ago, we started this section of 1 John, and we looked at how we can discern the Spirit of God, firstly, based on a test of confession. What do you say about who Jesus is? Very valuable in understanding and discerning the Spirit of God. Secondly, last week, we thought about the test of communication and how do you speak? What do you say? How do you say things? What are the words that you use in communication? And now, today, we're going to finish up this section in chapter 4, verses 7 through 11. We're going to be thinking about the test of commitment. If we're going to be trying to discern the Spirit of God as he's floating around doing his thing, how do we discern who has the Spirit of God? The final step today is the test of communication. So let's think about communication, and its ultimate form is found in love. And so this is what John's going to try to talk to us today about, is love. So let's read this passage. Beloved, let us love one another, for love is of God, and everyone who loves is born of God and knows God. He who does not love does not know God, for God is love. In this, the love of God was manifested towards us, that God has sent his only begotten Son into the world, that we might live through him. In this is love, not that we loved God, but that he loved us and sent his Son to be the propitiation for our sins. Beloved, if God so loved us, we also ought to love one another. How do you commit yourself to other people to demonstrate that you have the Spirit of God in your life? It's seen and is made visible by love. So what is love? It's wanting to see others at their best. It's wanting to help and encourage each other and just lift one another up. I mean, you could probably come up with a million definitions for love, but really it's going to boil down to many of those elements. Beloved, let us love one another. We shouldn't be having enemies in the Christian walk. We should be loving everyone, for love is of God. And everyone who loves is born of God and knows God, because God is love. Now, I'd like to share with you a very unpopular opinion, not one that I hear very often, but I'd love to get some feedback on this. So, I have a friend who went down to the Bahamas on a cruise. Now, I've never been down there. I don't know what it's like. I've never had tropical breeze blowing through my hair. I've never been on board one of those cruise ships. I've never been down to the Bahamas. I don't know what that's like. I can talk to people and get their thoughts. I can watch YouTube videos and see what it's like. I can look at pictures. I can study and research. But do I really know what it's like to take a cruise in the Bahamas? No, I don't. I don't have any idea. No clue. In spite of all my effort, I have no clue. Until I get down there, I have no idea. God is love. And until you know God, you have no capacity for love. Why? Because God is love. How do you expect to know how to love if you don't know the ultimate source of where love comes from? It's a very unpopular opinion, perhaps, but one that I tend to hold. God is love. You cannot love outside of or apart from God. He who does not love does not know God. Yeah, because if you don't know God, how am I expecting you to love? You can exhibit all kinds of different characteristics and qualities, but none of them are going to be genuine, true, authentic love, biblical love. And God demonstrates his love for us in that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. His commitment to us through his love for us is absolutely unwavering. And we need to model the same behavior towards other people and commit ourselves to them through love, genuine love. He sent his Son to be the propitiation for our sins. Can't get any higher or better than that. Beloved, if God so loved us, we also ought to love one another. We have got to be on our game. Have a wonderful day.